Hindi naman ako mahilig sa cars. Saka mga cars ko ganito, simple lang.
Simple ba to? This is armored, right?
I'm not a grade A student. Row 4 students ako. Alam mo, hindi ka naman nahihiya kumopya, hindi ka nahihiya magtanong. Alam mo, ako yung ganon. So ako yung ganon, meaning hindi rin ako nahihiya.
You're not afraid to say wala
I'm not afraid to ask stupid questions.
Yeah.
And I'm not afraid to say, I don't understand. Can you explain it again? People call it stupid. But for me, it's parang you humble yourself.
Yeah. You have a vision for a first world Philippines.
Yes. Everything we do, we want to make sure you can see that in our project, even in the PPP, in most of the things that we're doing. Hindi siya yung usual from construction, the traditional construction we always do. The product, you can see yung touch ng first world eh.
Middle-income nation like ours aspires to join the ranks of the first world with their highly industrialized and prosperous economies. Pero hindi ito madaling mangyari maging sa ilang dekada o henerasyon man. Join me only here in Usapang Bilyonaryo as I witness how vital infrastructure is in building a formidable future for the Philippines. Dahil para kay Edgar Saavedra, Chairman and CEO ng Megawide Construction Corporation, hindi imposibleng matamo ito. Good to see you again.
Yes.
It's been how many years? 5 more or less, no?
Bini-bini, no?
Ikaw ang nagtanong ng pinakamahirap na tanong.
My question is, what are your insights on the government's Build, Build, Build program?
We get roughly 120,000 passengers a day.
A day?
So of course, now you see that there's relatively few people because it's a Saturday.
But during weekdays, punong-puno yan.
How did it come up?
The first PPP project says, kami yung nakakuha eh.
Ano
yung sa 10,000 classroom, DepEd. You know that? Yeah.
That was you.
Yes.
Ilang PPP mo to?
This one,
By this time, ano ka na?
Third.
Okay.
Third PPP.
Okay, so take me through what a passenger goes through.
Okay.
Here.
Okay, so this is the main entrance.
Yeah, okay.
Sige. And then,
So merong
security as usual.
Yeah.
Metal detector to.
Pero parang airport ang fields.
Yes.
Morning!
Morning.
Ano yung mga, ito yung mga lines. Iba-ibang lines, Ceres, Jam, yung mga bus
These are the
lines.
Yes, bus lines. Then they can buy the tickets, dito na. Just like in the airport, makikita mo na yung schedule, anong bus, anong destination, yung time. Where are you from?
I'm from Canada.
Oh, where are you off to?
Welcome.
We're off to Mindoro, to Puerto Galera.
He's the guy who built this terminal.
Oh, really?
How was it?
Oh, amazing.
Did you have any problem?
Well, this is what's amazing. I was supposed to leave from EDSA terminal, and then we ended up here, and I was like, this is so much nicer. I'm so happy to be in a good terminal where everything's organized.
So the idea is to stop the provincial buses in one in here, south, and one in the north.
Yeah.
Tapos city buses na lang.
Yeah.
When we put up these facilities, roughly around 5 billion, 5.5 to 6 billion, technically, we put up these facilities, we're not collecting the fare box.
You return
over
So
to the
it's a government that pays you.
We have a
share.
annual subsidy lang. Every year we get like 100 million, but that's it.
You can get your license here.
Yes.
Bring the services closer to the
Yes. So parang when you got to operate this, you really morphed na from your original business.
Pure construction.
Yes, diba?
During IPO, diba, we were purely construction company.
Yeah.
And then we part of the plan, the strategy of the company is to have more recurring income aside from purely construction.
Kasi after one project,
Yes,
tapos
ganun
na.
ang construction very cyclical.
It was very bold. Was it just you, your decision, or
Well, the company, but of course,
you drive it? You're the driver.
and also with the executive in my team. Hindi naman ako mahilig sa cars.
Ay.
Ang mga cars ko ganito, simple lang.
Simple ba to? This is armored, right? Well, you have to take your precautions. But did you imagine in your wildest dreams when you were young that you would be in Forbes top, what are you, number 34, no?
Yung mindset ko talaga, even during my college days, is business na.
Making money.
I took up parang civil engineering. My first course was electronics, and then I moved to civil engineering kasi nga, I wanted to make business.
Anong
Ganon.
puhunan mo? A few thousands lang? Tama ba?
Yeah, ganun. So we started doing yung mga renovations.
Maliliit lang talaga. Not even building pa.
No, not even. And then, malakas lang yung loob. I'm not a typical student na yung I study so hard, Ako normally, I'm a very practical person and medyo, ako, mas happy-go-lucky. And then, I learn a lot of my parang learnings, through my mistakes. So, I have this parang belief na normally, if I want to do new things, it will take me a couple of years. The five-year rule ko. Normally, the first 2-3 years is always like learning.
Making mistakes.
Making mistakes. Parang, parang anticipate ko na yan. O sige, I will make mistakes. So, I'll make it shorter na.
But mistakes can be expensive.
Yes, that's why the strategy is always make it smaller. So, if you make mistake, hindi naman it's something that will drag you down. Ganon, diba? And then you learn from it, then you expand it. Kaya yung first few projects, kamag-anak, friends, relatives, gano'n.
So, marami.
Yung mga houses lang, bahay-bahay.
Oh.
And then we started doing commercial buildings, condominium, got awarded by SMDC.
But-
That time, SMDC was also new, and then they wanted to expand their business. And then si Big Boy, si Boss,
So-
approach siya, sabi niya, Edgar, I want to build this, can you help us also do design and build and help me, how can I expand, scale up my expansion? About 2005-06, kasi yun nga, in-experience kami, no? So, I was able to inquire through email, one German guy, and then sumagot siya, kasi nga, he has a Filipino wife. I was asking him, like, how can you help us build faster? Kasi ito yung mga problema namin. I think ito yung minsan yung adversity, minsan kasi kulang ka sa experience. But because kulang ako sa experience, I was forced to ask
Around.
outside, not in Philippines. So because of that, yung learnings na yon, we went there since bago maliit pa lang kami. We went there, we went to see German equipment,
Yeah. Yabang, ha?
Diba? But at that time,
even if you didn't think you were too small to do this.
yeah, but at that time, sabi naman niya sa akin, no, ganito, I'll find a way, I'll refer you to some smaller suppliers or mga old ones, and you can deal with them muna kasi mahal. Sabi ko, your equipment are expensive. Sabi niya, okay, you deal with them first, yung itong mga second hand, na mga cheaper. So then, until, yung we bought some of that equipment, nag-start kami ng mga lumang-luma talaga.
Second hand muna.
So, super second hand.
Patapon. Baka sa Germany, hindi
Exactly. Junk na.
Yes,
Ganon
kasi
talaga.
mahal magtapon doon, magbabayad
Yes,
ka.
ganon. Exactly, no. Seriously. Ngayon kasi dahil mas matanda na ako, the strategy is technology, innovation about technology and people. But at that time, bata pa ako doon. Wala.
How young were you? Wala ka
Mga
20s pa lang.
29, 30, ganon. So, doon mo makikita na yung curiosity sometimes can be an opportunity.
Yeah.
If you can do it faster, in terms of growth, the compounding effect is big.
It's exponential.
It's exponential. Then after 2 years, 3 years, I've been using this equipment. Nag-hire na ako ng German and Japanese. I'm not a grade A student. Row 4 students ako. Alam mo, hindi ka naman nahihiya kumopya, hindi ka nahihiya magtanong. Alam mo, ako yung ganyan. So ako yung ganon, meaning hindi rin ako nahihiya.
You're not afraid to say wala
I'm not
akong
afraid
alam.
to ask stupid questions.
Yeah.
And I'm not afraid to say, I don't understand. Can you explain it again? Ganon ako.
Okay.
So I guess, yung being like that, I don't know, you call it naive, or people call it stupid. But for me, it's parang you humble yourself.
Yeah.
So our first office, it's around 50 square meters.
Oh, talaga.
Very not naman old, but very small buildings where there is a one unit. Kilala ko yung may-ari. We held our office there for like siguro 5 years.
Wow.
Our second office naman.
Ito yun.
Yan yun. Ito yun. It's an old house lang. Bigger naman. Siguro mga 300 square meters. We buy equipment but we don't buy our office. Parang less, it's not a necessity at the time.
Yeah.
We finally,
Thank you.
we finally built our third office. This is our own office now. We own the land, we own the office now. All right.
Befitting na of your stature. So, you started your company in the middle of the Asian financial crisis in 1997.
Yes.
Yeah. People were tight with money, interest rates were skyrocketing. Did you not get discouraged by the prevailing situation then?
Well, the answer is because what you don't know won't hurt you.
You had nothing to lose.
That's the truth. I have nothing to lose, right? We started from, I worked for 8 months and then we started. Sabi ko, dating partner ko, we have nothing to lose and more to gain.
Someone wants to join our interview. Okay. Someone wants to join our interview.
During pandemic, we have 2 pets. I always bring that in the office kasi nga malungkot, diba, konti lang pumapasok. So yan, to relieve the stress.
So sige, puntahan natin yung pandemic. Let's jump a little bit. How did you manage during that time? Because there were times, di ba, complete lockdown, construction was on a standstill.
Yes. Well, what we did, during the pandemic, obviously that 1 or 2 months total lockdown, we have 0 operations. And then at that time, I made the decision is that do we pay or not do we pay the salary?
Yeah.
How do we
walang work.
sustain?
Yeah.
Yes. But I took a decision to say, okay, we pay everyone in full. But ang request ko lang, sabi ko, but once the pandemic is finished, is over, we have to work harder. Ganon. And then, after 1 month, 2 months, diba, the government was allowing already to work, but nakabubble lang.
Yeah.
So yun, I requested the people also, can we work also in a bubble system?
How many did you have at the time?
Oh, we were
Multiple?
operating technically on. Although we have couple of projects where the client decided to stop the projects. For that 2 months lockdown, naalala ko yun, the total lockdown, we have around 600, 800 workers na lockdown talaga. We have to feed them.
Yeah.
Kasi the problem is, the total lockdown,
Di ba
hindi,
rin
hindi
yung iba?
prepared eh.
Oo.
So we have to get some food. We have to feed them pa.
That was quite a brave decision to make.
Because technically, I believe in the essence of one organization, of one company is really the people. So we, although it's an additional expenses, but in the end, at least you show to your people that you take care of them, walang iwanan, basta pag trabaho, kailangan nandyan kayo. We have to work hard. Ganun lang.
So sinuklian ka? Sinuklian ka na malaki?
Yeah, yes.
By having that empathy. No?
Yes. Of course, you don't expect naman everyone to be grateful, right? But in the end, you just have to do it what you think is right.
Great.
Diba? Kasi every decisions will have, it's not about right and wrong, diba? It's everyone, some may pay partial, some will not pay, but in the end, it's not about right and wrong. It's about what you think is right for you.
You have a vision for a first world Philippines.
Yes.
Tell us about it and how do we achieve that?
Okay. Kasi if you look at Megawide, we always do something different, and then we always do something first world. Now, in fact, yung mga team namin, si Louie was thinking, what is the right word? What is the right word? World class, or we do something excellent? So sabi naman, I think the right word is first world, meaning everything we do, we want to make sure you can see that in our project, even in the PPP, in most of the things that we're doing, hindi siya yung usual from construction, the traditional construction. We do prefab, we use German equipment to build it faster, to have a better quality. So even the airport, if you look at the output, the product, you can see yung touch ng first world eh. We try to make sure hindi siya yung mga typical third world na yung, alam mo na, gano'n.
May cutting corners.
May cutting corners.
Hindi siya pulido.
Hindi pulido, gano'n. I'm not saying naman na perfect na kasing galing talaga yung mga Japan, gano'n. But at least close. We also want to impart our knowledge, our know-how, not limited to just construction in private sectors, but also in the Philippines. Kasi when we build the classroom, we didn't think about profit, diba? Or monetary gains. When we build the airport, hindi rin naman, it's not all about profit. You want also pride for the Philippines, and then you want to make the structure nice. It's not all about profit. Kasi otherwise, we could have just built the cheapest and make profit out of it, diba? So, you want to impart also your know-how and to be proud as Filipino that you can do better.
You will be able to reach first world status in your lifetime?
So I spend 20% more expensive, but I can reuse the building, the whole building. Except the foundation.
Township.
Eventually. Diba?
Bibilin to ng Megawide, ng...
Hindi develop ko na. Diba yung appeal dito?
Oo nga naman, ba't ikaw pa?
subway and MRT.
Does the impact to the Filipino matter?
As Filipino engineers, what can I do to impart my know-how? Diba? Parang ganyan. Diba? So, if you can do something that can impact the lives of the Filipinos, at the same time you still make business, why not? Eventually, we will have like a business for construction, and then in transport, and then also in power in other businesses. And so normally, I want to make sure that yung empowered din yung management mo, and then you have a board who can oversee and make sure they're doing it right. Yun. Then, but I think yung DNA ko pa rin, kasi yung experience ko is still engineering. I think I have grown my experience and my also network, not only locally but also regionally and globally.
You built a good reputation.
I hope so, and I think so. If they see there is a governance, there's a structure, and then there's a system in place, and then if they see you have people who can run the business, diba, then it gives confidence. Yeah. Kung naman, I'm very transparent. Even the governance structure, I'm very particular now because I want to make sure, not only to the banks, to the lenders, but also to the investors, know that we have a good governance where we promote transparency and we empower the management. Yeah.
You've come a long way from selling, ano ba yung sinisell mo? Photocopies?
During the college days, we opened up our photocopy business. So we started by one photocopy machine, na-expand kami up to 5, 6.
Wow! Okay. So that's where I guess you were able to set aside some money to start a business.
Wala.
Wala.
We use it for party. For gimme.
O at least hindi ka humihingi sa magulang.
Meron pa rin. Meron pa rin allowance.
You were a party boy pala at one point?
Hindi naman as in party boy, but when I say party kami, we play, we do gigs.
You unwind by having a punishing workout. How does that square?
Well, if I work out, I feel energized.
Yeah, that's true.
And it feels good, diba? Every time you work out, you feel energetic.
Yeah, that's true. No matter how tired you are.
Yes, kasi it's not only the mind, diba? The brain, it should be mind and body.
The present administration wants to continue the PPP program of the
Yes.
previous administration. What should they focus on to be able to, reach first world status?
There's a continuity, no? So, President Bongbong Marcos already mentioned that they will continue all the projects set up by the Duterte administration, which is good, perfect, because I think what we need in Philippines right now is the continuity. The local banks, we have enough funds to fund these projects. We just need private sectors and government to work together.
You think you will be able to reach first world status in your lifetime?
I think yes, and I hope it will happen.
Great. With people like you, I hope so too. Kaya yan. What I am seeing right now is like, gigantic Lego blocks which will become homes, buildings, condominiums, and I'm just so amazed that we were the first in Southeast Asia to have a facility like this. So kudos to Edgar Saavedra for making something like this. Indeed, big-ticket infrastructure projects are underway to promote growth and revitalize the economy. Ang mga programang ito ay inaasang magdudulot ng milyong-milyong trabaho at oportunidad para sa mga Pinoy. And Edgar Saavedra believes that with the right combination of local funding, private and public sector partnerships, the Philippines is on its way to claim its rightful spot in the world, full speed ahead. Ako po si Ces Oreña Drilon. Maraming salamat sa inyong panonood sa Usapang Bilyonaryo. Watch the full-length producer's cut on Bilyonaryo Digital on YouTube and on Bilyonaryo's Facebook page.